everybody, it's your homegirl, Chrissy Dory of Feisty Girl Talk. Let's get it. I have my amazing guest here, Miss Shannon Whren, writer, director, innovator, everything. We're gonna have a nice little chat about her journey, what she's doing, and her next project. Welcome, Shannon. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so
Good.
much for having me again.
Yes.
The last time was amazing. I'm sure this time will be just as amazing. So
Yes.
thank you, Feisty Girl Entertainment, Feisty Girl Talk, Feisty Girl Boutique, all of the above.
Yes, babe. I'm so glad that you was able to pencil me into your busy schedule. So just give us a little overview of Shannon Wren.
Shannon Brenda, that's a lot. And how long do we have? No, I'm just kidding. So Shannon Wren, first the mother. Then was the beautician, cosmetologist, the writer, the mother, the caregiver, the ear for everybody else,
The therapist, yes, you are.
the part-time therapist. But no, never I started a hair career about 36 years ago. When I was 18, well, actually before that, but if you want to talk legally, at 18, I am now what?
You don't need to
How old
tell
am
your
I?
age. Don't even worry about it. You're beautiful.
I'm
Okay.
50 plus. How about that? So, that journey actually, it didn't lead me to being the writer that I am, but writer. I've been writing now since 90. Well, I was writing before then, but I opened and debuted my first stage play in 1994.
Mhm.
So after that, so along with that, in my hair career, I had started creating or developing a product called Ear to Ear. It wasn't called Ear to Ear at the time. It was called the Sleep Cute Wrap.
Yes.
And so I finally 2 years ago got it patent and traded with the help
Yeah.
of the amazing Jody Davis designer out
Awesome.
of Baltimore. She's amazing. So she partnered and teamed up with me. She had a lot of experience and knowledge. So now we own a patented trademark and patented product called Ear to Ear. It's a hair wrap for women that actually keeps your ears from hurting. It's your ears are cut out and it's one of a kind. It's an original. And so
Okay.
I developed that and then being a caregiver, traveling with the stage plays, caregiving is a whole nother topic. I'm sure you'll have me back for that.
Right. But I
Um,
want before we you give us all of it, I'm gonna break it down into sections. Okay.
okay.
First of all, she is an amazing hairstylist. She's been, like she stated, 36 years. What catapulted you into wanting to write, produce, direct stage plays as well as events at your church?
So this came actually out of left field, kind of, sort of. Um, I think what started it, I always was writing. I always used to write, when we were younger or when I was younger, I used to write little stuff, make stuff up, stories up or what have you. But I think what really started was my chair and hearing all of the different conversations from women in the different walks of life that they were in. It became intriguing. And so I would always think to myself, I could be I thought to myself, I could be a good writer or whatever, but never really picked the pen up to write their stories or stories
Right.
that I heard from them. And so being in church, the young folks used to come into the service and come into church, and it was almost like they was looking for something outside of, so you come to church, it's like, okay, you're looking for Jesus in a relationship, but it was always, it seemed like they were looking for something more. So I came up with this title as I'm conversing with them, called What You Looking For. And that's what you, when you come into church, what you looking for. And that was like my first stage play. So that kind of, I think what really opened my eyes that people liked what I did was when I opened it and debuted it at Outreach Christian Center and it kept selling out. It was only a 250 seater, but
But that's
still,
still
that was, yeah, from the start to how many shows that I produced and directed. I knew nothing about directing, knew nothing
right.
about producing.
Yeah.
So this is definitely boots on the ground type of work that I did to become who I am today. And so that's what started it.
And so that is a great. And the reason why I wanted to have you on here because there is someone that is living, thinking that what they want to do, but they don't think they can pivot and go into that field, right? So you going from being a cosmetologist, a phenomenal, okay, you guys, she rocks all styles, okay? And not only her, her daughter. Her daughter is a phenomenal hairstylist, Chandel, and she has another daughter, Whitney, will beat your face down, okay? She has five beautiful kids: Tamia, Tiffany, Wendell, like I stated, Chandel, and Whitney. And with her being a parent, a wife, she still found time to do something that kind of, ignited in her. So, what steps would you give to someone that feels stuck, that really want to do something other than what they're doing? What advice would you give them to persevere and push on to try to pivot and go into their passion and what they really want to do?
I think stuck is a state of mind. It's a fear. I think more people, instead of being stuck, they're fearful because we want all the answers. We want to know how it's going to work, who it's going to work with, is it going to fail? Like, you want all of the answers without putting in the work.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to put in the work. So I think stuck is just a mental state of mind of fear. That's what it is, fear of going forward. If something is in front of you, um, if something is in front of you, let's just say the road is going to end. Instead of, let's say, not even end, let's just say it's a gap in the road. And a lot of times people will stop because somebody said, "Oh, it's a gap up in the road." And a lot of times we allow other people that didn't make it to evoke their fears on us. I
Right.
tried that, it ain't work, or what have you. So if it's a gap in the road, instead of thinking to yourself, "Okay, how can I get to the other side of this gap? Can I go around? Can I take a different route?" You just stop and you stay right there planted because of all of what people have said about what's ahead at this road or whatever. Instead of going to the end of the road to say, "Hey, is there another way around this road? Is there, what can I do to get across this gap in the road?"
Right.
And
And
so I
that,
think
I'm sorry to cut you off. And that can be a fear. I love that. A fear of who to ask, where to go. For you, when you felt that you heard these stories and you're like, I'm going to write these plays, how did you know where to go to get all the resources to get it on stage, to get it
I
going?
did I didn't I just started having conversations with people. And people that had some type of entertainment advice that I believe that they could give me, like, how did you get in the industry? It's all about not networking and just talking. Sometimes the best answers come out of conversation.
Mm.
And you could be sitting with someone and don't think that the conversation is going to, it's just a hi, bye, hello, how are you? And a lot of times it ends up giving you sometimes the answer that you've been looking for. And so the start was just having conversations. Um, Google was not out in 1994. It might have been out, but it might not
It
be. I
is
can't even remember
prominent
what
and
Google
you
as it is now.
utilized.
Like,
Yeah.
now you can call, you can ask anything, you can do whatever. But then you had to do some research. And then once you get a tidbit of information, then you just got to research. I remember going to the library, getting books
Mhm.
on sitting in the library reading books about productions and what do you do and how do you put it together and directing and stuff. So I had to put in the legwork. That's one of the things that I find people that succeed and people that don't. It's not because your material isn't great. It's not because great material is within that person that's presenting it. So everybody's not going to like everything. That doesn't mean that that material that you're putting out is not good.
Mhm.
But people fail because they stop.
Mm.
People fail because they stop. Does everything work out in your favor? Will you learn some things? Yes, those are growing pains. But only the statement that says only the strong survive, that is one of the most truest statements that could have ever been made. Because most people, when the road gets rough, they stop, they give up, they turn around, and you never get to the other side of your dream. And so
Yeah.
my encouragement is to keep going no matter what it looked like. I mean, I put that head wrap, I started that head wrap 20 something years ago. I do a little bit, get frustrated, throw it in the corner, pick it back up. So 20 something years later, I finally got to the place where, and it's not actually where I want to be. I want to keep going, but it came from a dream. Now it's a physical product that I now, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Or yeah, that's now being presented and sold to so many people. So it's just not giving up. Like you gotta keep going. It's no different between you, myself, Jay-Z. Those people just refuse to give up.
yeah.
They just refuse to give up. If you keep at something long enough and consistent enough, it's gonna work for you.
That's
That's
true.
just
And
how it is.
that's true. And I was reading a story about Walt Disney. He went bankrupt 5 times, and the average bankrupt person in America bankrupt 3.5. And had he have given up, we wouldn't have the Disneyland, Disney World, Epcot Center, stuff like that. So I always go back on his story because I'm going to tell you and just be 100. When you are so gun ho with you money, you have to work. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your mortgage. You got to pay your car note. You're so busy in that lane to sometimes you want to do that extra idea or that. But once you get home, you exhausted in the midst of you doing your productions. So, how would you give advice to someone that's in cosmetology school, beautician school, and they may not want to go into a salon? They may not want to do um privates. They may not want to salon suite. They may want to go more on a theater, do productions, do celebrities, do commercials or movies. What advice would you give those beauticians that may have an insight and want to go in that area?
I think calling your local community theater and volunteering is a great way to get into that that genre of business. Um, Volunteering gets you a long way.
I
So if you
concur.
have a job, or if the cosmetology is your job, then you have to take care of yourself. And sometimes I think people think because they do go into a salon or a salon suite or whatever, that's just to give you the cushion and finances you need to be able to move your vision.
Right.
So you have to have money to move your vision. um and I would say to go in and start volunteering. That way you get hands-on experience. You get firsthand
Networking.
experience to determine where exactly you want to be. Because you could be thinking you want to do something and then you get in there and get in that feeling. It's like, oh no, I don't want to do this. I want to
Right.
do this. You may
Right.
want to change and build sets. You want to be artistic and build a set or put the, or dress the set. It's
Mhm.
so many different avenues. So I would say if you're young, to volunteer, become an intern at a theater home or a theater house,
Mm.
community theater. They always take interns. Free will get you in the door.
Yeah, that's
Free
true.
99 will get it every time. That's my thing.
Oh,
So that would be my advice to to start your career, build your hair career to sustain yourself financially, but find a community theater and
mhm.
intern. And that's the best way to kind of pivot through to determine what it is that you really want to do.
Great. I love that. Also, what's to come? And then we're going to talk about your production directing and all of that, and your casting call for Out from the Shadows. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Um,
I plan on expanding with every type of hair care product there is that we would need from ear to ear, which we cover. I think what's next for that is really getting it self-sustainable, if that makes sense.
mhm.
Um, having a product on Amazon or any type of site
Platform.
um or platform is the product on the shelf. I have to figure out how I can get the manpower needed to 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 push this product. But what I found out, the caveat to pushing pause, I actually, believe it or not, I think I do better hand to hand. And
Delivering it to
I
that's
remember
smart.
when Jay-Z, I remember when Jay, because it cuts out the middleman from getting a piece of the pie.
Gotcha.
You
That's
know, you
smart.
got you go to pop-up shops, you take 100 wraps into pop-up shops, you
Farmers
have the
markets.
you have the right promo, and women are going to buy the product.
Absolutely.
It's not even a hard push, it's not a hard sell. When you talk about something, a product that stays on your head, the ears keep the product on your head. It's definitely protects the hair. The material, I was very we let me not say we were very selective. She really helped me with the different materials because protecting the excuse me the hair was one of the priorities that I had. Not only just maintaining the style, but I wanted to protect the hair because you want hair on your head to be able to
Yeah.
maintain.
Yeah.
So my thing is the Amazons are great. But they are for when you gotta have a fourth. You
Yeah.
gotta,
A
because when that
team.
product get low,
Logistically, you gotta be, yeah.
you gotta be able to get them things shipped or whatever. Because Amazon, if it's something that's doing well, man, they will hound you to make sure when
You
you
have
send
enough
it, and when you
products
send it,
on
it's
there.
like, oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you gotta have a big, not a big, but you gotta have a sizable
Manpower.
crew,
And you have
manpower
manpower, yeah.
to be able to do that. And unfortunately, I just didn't have that at the time. So
Okay.
so I'll revisit that.
Hmm.
But I have had a lot of success with the hand to hand, like,
Good. And
working
like I
in a
said, you the
salon and
mayor
being
of
in a
DC
salon.
anyway. Now let's talk about Out from the Shadows, the stage play. How did you acquire this amazing project? What's going on? When will it be up and going? Share.
Okay. So how I got this project was actually through, I call him my brother from another mother. His name is Mark Tillman. I met Mark through another friend, and we just have maintained our friendship. He and his beautiful wife. Um, every time he gets in a room with someone that talks about writing or stage plays or anything, he thinks of me. And
Awesome.
so he was talking to Mr. Maurice Butler, who is actually the author of the book Out from the Shadow. They
Okay.
had a conversation because they were swimming they used to swim together
Mhm.
at Banneker pool. And Mr. Butler expressed, and we call him Mr. B. Mr. B expressed turning the book into a stage play.
Awesome.
And instantly Mark thought of me. He called me, asked me would I be interested. I met with Mr. Butler a few times, and I thought that it was the most amazing story ever. And so I was definitely intrigued, and I signed on, and that's actually just how it happened. And it was like,
Awesome.
can you do this? And I'm like, yeah. And so
Good.
the story within itself is compelling. So, the times that we live in or what have you, Mr. Charles L. Gittens, that's who the Out from the Shadow is the story of Mr. Charles L. Gittens' life being the first African American male to be sworn into the Secret Service.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, and most people don't know his story. Most people don't know it, but the book is equally great as the play is going to be. The story actually comes from
Is the
out of the
book,
book of.
not to cut you off, is it online? Is it in
Yes, it's
No.
on. I believe it's on all platforms where you can
Okay.
buy books. Out from the Shadow. It's an
Okay.
amazing book. It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
He is so heroic, and we want everybody to know who Mr. Charles L. Gittens is, because the impact that he made or has made is phenomenal, and it definitely needs to be shared. People need to know.
No.
Young folks in school. This is a part of our history. When we
History.
talk
Yeah.
about 250 years, he is a part of that 250 years. The
Hmm.
the strides and the benchmarks that he have made in society, community, nationally. It's just amazing. It's a story that I would not have turned it down.
Yeah, and when you told me, that's another reason why I wanted you to come on my podcast to talk more about it, because I felt that it was impelling. It was the history that was is missing, that we need to know, and kids growing up, because it's not going to be in the history books, so we have to teach our kids our own history and who propelled and catapulted it to where it is today. So this is a
Absolutely.
monumental project. I'm so glad they entrusted you to create and make this project such a success. On that,
Right.
with your casting, have you cast every role? Are you looking for any people? If so, can they go?
So I have most of it cast. Um, I'm still looking for a few Caucasian actors because we know back then there was segregation. So you don't have as many black faces as you have Caucasian faces. And sometimes people don't like to talk about the elephant in the room or be a part of sometimes uncovering the elephant in the room or
Mhm.
exposing the elephant in the room. But it's the intent behind it is to really show young people that perseverance, not giving up,
Yeah.
gets you to the finish line.
Yes.
You There are a lot of things that hold us back or keep us from, I'll say, a lot of barriers. There are a lot of barriers. However, he was a barrier breaker. I
Mhm.
believe I'm a barrier breaker. I believe you're a barrier breaker because there have been so many barriers that have could have prevented us from being who we are today. I mean, even just having some of the difficulties we had trying to get on, that was a barrier. But you
Mhm.
continue to push and you like, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, this story, I believe, will help people, young folks, older people, to see that barriers are made to be broken. They're not
Absolutely.
that, you know what I'm saying? When you rise up and there's a barrier there, you can get past that barrier, you can break that barrier. It's all on you. You have the ability and the power of choice to do or to present or to become whatever it is that's aligned for you. I stopped
Mm.
saying you could be whatever you want to be because what's with aligned within me, the greatness that's lined within me that I'm supposed to perfect. So at the end
Love
of the
it.
day, this project again will definitely open eyes. It will definitely give people a different perspective,
Mhm.
along with all the other ones, because it's a lot of people that have definitely paved the way, but he definitely is a pioneer that has paved the way and broken the color barrier to become the first African American sworn into the Secret Service. That is
That's
huge.
huge. I love that. And that's why I wanted um to have you. And also, if there are any Caucasian, male, female, that is wanting to get into, product theater
Oh,
and
they can
acting.
actually send an email to out from the shadow, the number one at gmail.com. In the subject line. You can put breakout actor, give me some information about yourself, your first and last name, your ethnicity, your height, your weight, your availability. and we'll go from there. We have trained myself, as well as some others that can assist you with becoming the one of the best actors you can be.
And that's one
Of
thing
course,
I love about you. You've given so many uh Washingtonians or DMVers or whatever opportunities to get on the stage, to present their art. And Shannon's been very modest. She had worked with everyone from
Clifton Powell
Clifton
to
Powell, Tony Grant, Trisha
Ann
Rowland,
Nesby,
Ann
Kiki
Nesby,
Wyatt,
Kiki Wyatt, uh,
Kelly Price,
Kim Price.
eh,
So she's worked with
gospel artists, Tim Bowman Jr., you
so
name it.
yes,
It's you
she's
name it,
worked
I've
with
worked with them.
yeah, she have worked with a lot. So her resume is very extensive. And when and where can we see this amazing stage play?
So it's opening on Friday, November the 13th, and Saturday, November 14th. November 13th is at 7 p.m. It's going to be held at Faith City Central, 2261 Oxen Run Drive, Temple Hills, Maryland, 20748. That's Friday. Saturday is only a matinee show at 3 p.m. Same location. Um, it's just phenomenal. It's a state of the art venue that offers, I mean, just the LEDs, the graphics, and things that we're going to be
Awesome.
using throughout this stage play is just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal piece. It's a phenomenal story, and it's a story that everyone needs to hear, needs to be in the know, needs to understand, needs to be educated about. Bring your children because this is definitely an education piece. It's historical. We want everybody to know the how do
Importance
you
of
say it,
his
the impact and
Mhm.
the posits that Mr. Charles L. Gittens have made. His Mr. Butler is actually the writer of this wonderful
And
stage
how
play.
Mr. Butler, Mr. Gettings, is his name?
Giddens.
Gettings, how do they know one another?
So his daughter is or was a school teacher. They
Hmm.
taught at the same school. Her name is Miss Sharon Gittens, and they taught at the same school.
Oh,
And he was looking for the story that was told to me. Mr. Butler was looking for someone to do a article on for a newspaper that he was in charge of at the school. The person that he had dropped out and he didn't have anybody, so he was looking. She said he was looking, or he said too, he was kind of on the defeated side. And she was like, well, what's wrong? And he told her, and she said, well, he asked her, well, do you know anybody that have made some significant impact or whatever? And she said, yeah, my dad. And that's how it developed. She introduced him to
awesome.
her dad. Her dad loved him,
See,
and he
that's
has
networking. Like you,
mhm.
yes,
And
yes,
so that's how
profound.
he was able to, and he has actual voice footage and everything. I mean, when you Google Mr. Charles L. Gittens, I mean, Ebony, he's in the Ebony, that he was interviewed by Ebony magazine. That was big back then, the Jet magazine. I
Mhm.
mean, he has definitely made impact in
Awesome.
the DMV. And so I'm excited about being a part of it. I'm excited about bringing it forth, for everyone. And I am looking for it to expand. I'm looking for it to grow. I'm looking for it to actually move and travel because if anything else, it's very educational and it's very historical. Of course,
Absolutely.
we have the entertainment portion, it's entertaining, but outside of that entertainment portion, you definitely get some nuggets that you did not know prior to. And so that's the
Absolutely.
most exciting part. We have to keep our culture rich. It's our job and our responsibility to make sure that our children know that how rich our culture is and
Mhm.
how important we are and the impacts that we did contribute and make to this 250 years. And so it
Yes.
is my responsibility, your responsibility to
Everyone.
ensure that everybody comes to this production. It's not about the money. Of course, it costs, it takes money to run this production, but
Absolutely.
we want you to get the information. We
Appreciate
want you to know
it.
who Mr.
Enlighten.
Charles L. Gittens is.
Yeah. So that is a phenomenal, and I love that, you have so much going on, but you have everything in a set place of where, when, and how. So tell me a little bit more about the play is going up in November. And also,
Hmm.
I wanted to put this out. Anyone that's willing to sponsor or be give a love offering or would like to be in the sponsorship, please reach out on my platform, or you can reach out to Shannon on her platform. And because I think this is all, and I really feel that this is something that can change the trajectory of
Hmm.
anybody,
Hmm.
DMV, California, Florida, Detroit, Houston,
Yeah,
Texas. Yeah. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, this is just important as our Maya Angelou and our,
Mm,
those people that have definitely Martin Luther King,
yeah.
um, um, Malcolm X. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
these are stories that we cannot forget. We
Right.
have to keep in the forefront. We have to make sure people are privy and have the information so that they can share it. We cannot let our history die. We cannot let the accomplishments of others just be swept under the rug. No, it's a big deal, and we want to make a big deal about it.
I love it. Yes. And we're going to end on that. I love having you on my platform. You are so amazing. Your
Oh,
insight, your knowledge, your whole vision. And, I'm going to always have you on no matter what. I adore
thank
you.
you.
You are the
You are
epitome of
amazing.
greatness. You the epitome of greatness, epitome of a strong woman that is determined to persevere. And if she have to pivot, she's going to pivot. But you give me the energy and the motivation to keep going and to persevere. So I thank you.
Amen.
And I think
Thank
that,
you.
and I know
Oh,
that this stage play is going to be excellent, like all your others. The Wolf and Sheep Clothing. What was your other
bound
one?
and
Bound
gagged.
and Gag.
Mother May
Mother
I.
May I.
Mothers of
They're
old.
old.
Two
This
wrongs
girl
don't
is
make a
on
right.
fire.
Damaged
She's on
goods.
fire. But I did tell her she need to do it.
What you
I'm trying to get her on that one. But without a doubt, just want to say thank you. I love you. And
I
give
love you
everyone
too.
your handle and where again, what's the email for anyone want to do a submission for out from the
If you would like to do a submission, it's out from the shadow, the number one at gmail.com. In the subject line, put breakout actor, or you can already be an experienced actor, and then give us a little bit of information. It will be great if you're not a back breakout actor that you attach your resume and a headshot. Which is standard. But if you're a breakout actor, you may not have that or what have you. We want to work with you. We want to be able to give you an opportunity. If it's something that you believe that you can commit to, then we believe that we can use you to the fullest to get you to the dream, to get you to where it is that you need to be. Everybody started from somewhere. And so
absolutely.
we will give you that opportunity. I've always been that type of person. So send those emails in and we will find something for you to do, whether it's backstage, whether it's in front of the stage, whether it's light, sound, action, whatever it is, we can assist.
All right. And what's your social media handle?
My social media is Shannon Wren Entertainment. That's my
IG.
Instagram, absolutely. Facebook, I believe it's just Shannon Dory Wren or either yeah, Shannon Dory Wren, but you could still get me on there. And TikTok, I'm not a TikToker yet. My
Yeah.
look, she been trying to get me over to the Tiki Talkie.
She did not
So
want
I
the
really
TikTok.
don't have, I have the only thing I have on TikTok is ear
Ear
to
to
ear.
ear.
So
My
I think
entertainment.
page,
You
but
need to.
I do have a website, which is shannonrententertainment.com. So you can also find information about me there. It does have some information and it shows you some of the people that I've worked with. Trust me, that is not even a smidgen of who I've
Yeah,
worked with.
your
I've worked with
website is
some of
amazing.
the greats. So yeah, the final thing is, I thank God for my gifts and for my talents. I thank you, Christy, for having me. But one of the biggest things that I want to leave you with before I sign off is to get up and do something towards the vision that you want to come to fruition.
I
Get
love
up
it.
and
Get
do
up.
it.
I concur with that. And without, we're going to sign out. I love you. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Chrissy Dory, Feisty Girl Talk. Let's get it.